Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I have a very good one for you today because I'm in Newport Beach, California, just outside of Fashion Island, one of the best malls arguably in the country. And we're going to talk about the retail sales and how everybody's just so floored that they were up so much and that they were so fantastic. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues, and don't forget to join our Patreon group that we have. And also today's sponsor of the video is Masterworks. We'll hear a little about them later. First things first, they're saying that the retail holiday sales were up 8.5%. Number one, I don't believe that to save my life. And number two, they're saying that this is 10.7% better than 2019. Can't count 2020 because everything was shut down and all hell broke loose last year. But this is up to a 17-year high for shopping. Okay, no. Okay, you can lie all you want. Okay, now here's the thing. Online sales were definitely up. They're talking about that. And more people bought things online than they did from the retail establishment. So again, retail is off dramatically, and I don't believe this. MasterCard keeps records every year, and MasterCard, keeps track of spending, trends, everything, and they're trying to tell us that things were up on a retail level, which there's just no way. I mean, I just don't believe it at all. Okay, I was out amongst this, and there is nothing out there that resembles anything good in crowds or anything like that. Okay. The other thing is that in the UK, Boxing Day is the 26th of December, and it's a big shopping day, and they just announced that Boxing Day is off 26%. So, again, guys, that I believe completely, okay? But we're supposed to believe that everything else is utterly fantastic right now on a retail level. Now, here's the other thing that's fascinating. I'm getting so much news from different people, and one thing that's happening is that suppliers and distributors are not taking merchandise back this year like they have in previous years. So what that means is if you return something to, let's say, Staples, because this is where I heard it from. If you take something to Staples, they're not going to take it back. They're going to scrutinize the returns now, and they're not just going to willy-nilly take things back. And so because the distributors are not going to take them back. So that being said, you're going to see a lot of things rejected for the returns right now. Companies are changing their return policies left and right. And my favorite one, and this is one that I talked to a Home Depot employee about this one. Home Depot just changed its return policy from 180 days down to 90 days. But come January 1st, you have to have the receipt for all the returns. So you pesky criminals that are out there stealing and think you're just going to walk things in to Home Depot and get a refund and, oh, no, I don't want store credit, I'll take the cash. It's over, Johnny, completely over. I was in a Walgreens the other day, which is a drugstore, and a guy walks in holding 2 things of milk. He goes, yeah, I just bought these and I want to return them. And I'm like, didn't I see that guy over by the milk department? So I couldn't tell if the guy stole the milk, but it sure did look like he grabbed the milk and then walked him to customer service and said, I want a refund on these. Do you have a receipt? No, I do not. Do you want to replace them? No, I just want the cash. So I don't know how much milk is at a drugstore, but it looks like he pulled one off over everybody else. So again, guys, the numbers are off. Everything for retail is off. The confectionery industry, chocolates and all that stuff, they're trying to tell us that they had the best year in 15 years. And the story's below, and people bought more chocolates. Maybe, okay? But chocolates aren't going to save the world, guys, okay? So there's that. I really think that this is a catastrophic problem, and you're going to see this retail nightmare. It's going to definitely end. And the other thing is the retail theft. There is so much retail theft around the country that people are fed up. I've got a great story out of Boston that they're just fed up with it, and they want to prosecute these people. People don't want to work in stores anymore. They don't want to work, earning an hourly wage and basically holding the door open for people to steal. So this is a true problem, and it's happening around the country, and people just aren't prosecuted for shoplifting. But you're starting to see more and more retailers that are going to reject the returned items. After Christmas sales right now are an absolute joke. Okay, I've got a bunch of different things that were sent to me. Costco, everything with Costco is basically save $20, save $40. You can get $500 off. And as I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, how much is $500 off of what? How much is the price for this thing? So you don't know the prices for this stuff. There's no actual true sale price anymore. The merchandise that used to go to and people used to, flood to the stores on the day after Christmas are absolutely done. All of the advertisement that I've gotten, all the links that I have are basically for online deals. And again, Home Depot, do you want to save a little money on an air fryer? Walmart, same thing. It's ridiculous. Some bedding, certain things like that, but nothing that's going to get people out of bed early the day after Christmas and have them go shop. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Do you think this Christmas season was up? I don't. I think that they're lying to us in such a huge way that they think that we're stupid. And when you see, people like the Daily Mail out of the UK talking about how bad it was there, the pre-Christmas season and then Boxing Day, it just shows us how bad everything is. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think about this. Now, here's a story out of CBS News where they say that the shopping season here in the United States brought in $859 billion. That is from November 1st until December 24th. And again, I don't believe it, okay? I think it's ridiculous. And they also are talking about how e-commerce sales have soared this year, and you can't count the e-commerce sales and the retail sales. People walking into a store, that's retail sales. E-commerce needs to be counted differently. And to talk about $8.5 billion and it's up, 9% this year for the e-commerce, okay, great. It's ridiculous. Now, the other thing is the post office. The post office is secretly trying to work out a deal to get a bailout from Congress right now, which is kind of ridiculous that they're secretly doing this. The post office has had a huge problem shipping packages, and they've lost a tremendous amount of money. 30% of the revenue from the post office comes from shipping packages, okay? The rest is mail. Now, here's the thing. They lost in the holiday season alone $3.9 billion. Wow. They're going to lose $6.9 billion this year, and they anticipate over the next 10 years that they will lose $160 billion. Who's running the show there? Do they not have an accountant? Do they not have somebody doing the economic math of what it takes to run the post office? The post office, it could arguably be the worst business on the planet Earth. So, share your thoughts on this stuff. And again, a bailout from Congress to the post office. We saw what they did with the airline industry and what a complete scam that was with the $40 billion that they gave them. So again, the biggest problem with the post office is what you're going to hear a lot more about more and more and more in the future. First things first, pensions. They can't afford the pensions that they promised these people over the next 25 years. People are retiring, they're living longer, plus the insurance, okay? They want to put everybody that retires from the post office, not in a private plane. Oh, by the way, guys, this is in the flight path of the airport. That's why you hear the plane over my head. The next thing is the medical insurance. They want to put everybody on a Medicaid type program. So if you retired from that and you thought you were going to have this great medical with all these different benefits, you're kidding yourself, because they want to cancel that already. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. I really want to know what you guys think of this. And what about the post office, guys? You guys think that that's a great ran business? I think it's ridiculous that they're losing all this money. And, again, share your thoughts on everything. Now a word from our sponsor, Masterworks. Masterworks was started in 2017, and it truly is one of the most unique investment businesses that people can look at today. Masterworks invests in fine art with people that you know, and what they do is they make it through their platform, these different artists available to you. People you've heard of: Pablo Picasso, Banksy, Andy Warhol, and many others. They have over 80 offerings right now, and this is very cool. You can invest on their site. You can invest into these different projects and you can sell your investments amongst other members, or you can wait for Masterworks to sell the art themselves. Masterworks has had a tremendous amount of success. They've beat the S&P 500 by over 194%. They've been profitable year after year since they started. Plus, when you look at billionaire investors have invested in fine art. It is one of the main things that they invest in, and the correlation to this compared to the S&P 500 is it's dramatically outperformed it. So take a look at Masterworks. The links will be below, but also I want you to take a look at their website, which is very cool. It's really a fun portal to take a look at, because again, I can't afford fine art, but I can afford to invest through Masterworks. Take a look at it. Now, through the link below in the video description, you can get to the Masterworks website, and there's a ton of information to show you everything about this. They have over 80 offerings right now. There's over 250,000 members to this site right now. They've got all the different news stories that have talked about Masterworks and investing in art and all their different success stories. And really, take a look at this. It's very cool. I think that you're going to like it very much. But take a look at investing in Masterworks and click through the website. I think you'll be really entertained, and I really think that this could be something for everybody. This is the beginning of the end for retail. Mark my words. You're going to see such a dismal first quarter in 2022 when things are going to catch up and people are going to start to realize that people are not going back to stores anymore. Okay? There's a hair salon with one person in it. Rite Aid just announced that they're going to close 63 stores. 63. Now, they're trying to reimagine their retail strategy to determine what's going to be good in the coming year. Well, they're tired of getting ripped off. And I guarantee when they fully announce these 63 stores, you're going to find out that it's in the retail hell of grand theft and all the things that they have to go through. Now think about this. These laws that were passed where you can steal $950 and not be prosecuted for that, people can go $950 from this store, $950 from that store, $950 from the next store, and that's what they're doing. The problem with that is that they're stealing tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise a day and selling them. And again, I was floored by what eyeglass companies, what the eyeglasses go for. It's absolutely outrageous, Places like Soul Cycle here. Again, I'm not surprised by Rite Aid at all. You're going to start to see other stores announce massive closures. Like there's 2 stores for Home Depot in Long Beach. Why do you need 2 stores in Long Beach so they can both get ripped off? I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. The next thing is used cars. I'm telling you guys right now, if you own a used car that's running, okay, and you don't have to push start it, I would unload it right now, because you will never get as much money for that used car as you are right now. The used car market is absolutely, what they said, bubblicious in the CNBC article that I found, that it's one of the biggest bubbles ever, and that percentage-wise, people made more money on used cars this year than they did on Bitcoin. Okay, whether you believe in Bitcoin or not, that's your call. But the used car market is absolutely crazy. I reached out to a guy I bought my car from, and he buys stuff through the auctions, and said, Dan, the inventory is down at the auto auctions a ton, but things are up almost 40%. 40% in the used car market at the wholesale level. Now think about this. You trade a clunker in. It needs transmission, it needs work. It's got that exhaust problem, the brake problem. They have to fix this stuff so they can unload it and sell it to you and I. So it's up 40% right now, guys. So the used car market is an absolute disaster. And then that leads to the next story, which is the car rental market. It has absolutely exploded. Now, living in a resort community, we got Disneyland, we got the Angels, we got, all the different places, the convention center and everything. Every time I would go into a car rental place, they would say, oh, we've got 3 cars, 5 cars, this. Well, there were thousands of cars that were available to rent and were rented out at any given time, at any given day, pre-health crisis. Once the health crisis hit, these cars were not rented. They had to rent places like Angel Stadium to park cars and park thousands of cars there so they could, have a place to put them, which completely shocked us. I did a video on that. I covered it. It was crazy, okay? Now, the health crisis hits. They don't order cars in 2020. Now, this is what's crazy. There is a shortage of car rentals this holiday season. Okay? You can't make this stuff up. So car rental prices, they were saying were going to drop, but they went up dramatically. Now, I had heard that they were expensive, and I had heard that people went to places like Hawaii where they wanted $750 a day to rent a car. More expensive than these people were paying to stay at their hotels. Okay? My favorite one was my son sent me some TikToks where kids had rented U-Haul trucks and were driving around Hawaii in U-Haul trucks, which charge you some ungodly 97 cents a mile, something like that. So they really weren't saving any money. They just had a way of moving from A to B. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I just think it's absolutely crazy that, the give and take of all this stuff is nuts. But if you have a used car, I'm telling you, unload it. You don't drive it, you'll get top dollar for it. Stick the money in a drawer. Put it on Craigslist, look what they're paying. Again, a friend of mine had an old Honda that he said had title problems and needed a bunch of work, and went to CarMax, who gave him $3,500, went to another place, they gave him over 5G for it. So again, share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I want to know what you think about it. I read so many statistics all day long for all these financial videos, but there's a few that every now and then they make me chuckle. And one of them was what people wanted for Christmas gifts this year. And the Gen Z group, they had asked for money, clothing, cars, food, and a smartphone. Okay, well, I want a car, okay? Which I got a complete kick out of this because it wasn't even subtle. But gift-wise, what the number one gift is money that people got. And number two, it was gift cards. Number three, it was clothing, and then smartphones, and down from there. And car was not on the list for what people actually got. So did you get a car? Maybe you can sell it as a used car and make all that money. I am by Big Newport, the big movie theater right here that is dead, to say the least. Now, speaking of movies, it was just announced that Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, the latest version of that, was a complete box office bomb. It only brought in $36.6 million to the box office. And again, people are not going to the box office. You're going to go see a musical? Does that interest you? Didn't interest a lot of people. They spent over $100 million in the movie, not including the marketing costs, which were probably another $50 million. So this thing lost an absolute ton of money. It basically takes 2.5 times the box office take that's what it takes to break even. So if a movie costs $100 million, it basically needs to make $250 million worldwide for it to be considered a profitable movie. Okay, so this thing is an absolute loser right now, and share your thoughts on it. Anybody see it, by the way? I think my daughter's the only one that saw it. So share your thoughts, guys. I moved up the hill to Newport Beach right now to finish the video. And we get a tremendous amount of conflicting news on cryptocurrencies right now. Just an absolute ton. And I'm going to give you a perfect example. Number one, there's the Grandma's Guide to Cryptocurrency that you can read. So basically, one philosophy I have is when you want to describe something to your grandmother, basically it's 3 sentences, and then she nods off. So they have a guide now on how to describe cryptocurrency to her so that she can understand it. There's that, and that's in the link below. The second thing is Shiba Inu. We're getting a bunch of conflicting things on Shiba Inu. And first things first is 20 billion tokens were bought today for Shiba Inu by these whales, by these large purchasers. So you're supposed to believe that. Is that a good thing? Do they know something that we don't know? Now, the second thing is there's another article that came out today that says that Shiba Inu is going to lose 99.9% of its value. So what do you believe? Do you believe that this coin is worth something, or is it worth less? So that's the question you guys have to answer. The next thing is the quarterback for the New England Patriots, Mac Jones. They're calling him Santa Mac Jones because he gave his offensive line Bitcoin for Christmas as a bonus. It's a Christmas gift. Some nice houses. But again, guys, I can't find it. I mean, I looked at 15 different stories about this. I cannot find the dollar figure. I don't know if he gave him half a Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, a tenth, whatever. But clearly a publicity stunt, because he's got a friend that owns Bitcoin Magazine, and he also gave the offensive line a subscription to Bitcoin Magazine, and he's also going to give them tickets to the next Bitcoin convention. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Do you think cryptocurrency is here to stay? And again, guys, I really would like to buy some of this stuff, but I would love it if people recommended, hey Dan, buy this, buy this, buy this. And again, it's so convoluted when you buy things like, for example, Webull is a really great place to buy cryptocurrencies, but they only have, I think, less than 9 right now that they sell. But you can buy it, put it in your account. It's very simple. These other things that people are sending me are so convoluted with, go to Pancake Swap. You've got a gas fee. You've got this. It's just absolute nonsense to transfer things to buy something. Now, the next thing is these NFTs, the non-fungible tokens. Does anybody out there have those? Have you made any? Have you sold any? I really am curious as to if you guys are in this marketplace and if it's something that you're participating in, to say the least. I'm going to finish this video with these last 2 stories. And first things first, the economy is completely in dire straits right now. This is from Peter Schiff's website. The Fed is talking about lowering and slowing down the tapering purchases. But in just 1 week in December, in mid-December, they added $92 billion to the balance sheet. Okay? Our national debt is $8.7 trillion right now. That is absolutely unbelievable, guys. But hey, don't worry, they're going to taper and slow this stuff down. You cannot make this stuff up. Plus, the last thing that they're talking about is champagne sales. Champagne sales right now, they're talking about the best year they've had in a decade with champagne sales that people have to celebrate. And that you're going to see 305 million bottles of champagne purchased this week for the little things that people want to celebrate, okay? Again, who's celebrating right now? Really want to know. And share your thoughts on all this stuff, okay? So, again, please take a look at our sponsor, Masterworks, great company. Also, share your thoughts on all this stuff. Do you think that retail was good this year? I think it was awful. I think it was an absolute disaster that we've witnessed this, and that to say that they're holding it up, it's like a cardboard box that's been rained on, and they're trying to act like this is all good. So please don't forget the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues. Don't forget we have a Patreon account if you'd like to join and get more access to me. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon.